Hello, welcome to a Paper Flourish craft video. My name is Julie. Today I'm going to continue in my Lokta Paper Journal and create the first page in the journal. So far, made the cover, made the inside, the decorations for the inside of the cover, and of course the back cover I decided to leave just with that beautiful stone paper Dinkles background. Placing that to the side for the moment. I'm going to make the pages of the journal out of Multifarious cardstock. What I've done is I've cut an A4 piece of Multifarious cardstock in half, and then I've cut it down to measure 5.5 inches by 8 inches. So that's the measurement of the actual page. The Lokta paper, what I've done so far is an A4 piece. So Lokta paper is this gorgeous product from Lavinia. A4 piece, I've cut it in half. At the moment it's a little bit bigger than the page, so I need to bring that down to size. You've seen me do this before. Just with a wet brush, I'm going to go around and just tear away the edges. So you just wet the Lokta paper and then it tears away and gives you that beautiful sort of natural torn edge on the side. So I'll do that the whole way around. So the piece now, you can see the Lokta paper is now just that little bit smaller than the page. I'm going to decorate the page. I have my splatter box. I'm just going to place the card in. Now, I don't want to put too much colour in the middle of the page because I want the light background underneath the Lokta paper. I have some of the Lavinia sprays here. I'm going to start with Midnight Blue, and I'm just going to add some sprays of colour just around the edges. This one is Periwinkle, so I'm thinking of going sort of blues and purples, a little bit like that kind of colouring. I just want to add that colour around the edge. This is Blue Moon. This gives that lovely, this is a mica spray, so we will get a little bit of sparkle just around the edges. I think I'm just going to stop with those. You can see I've sort of left the middle as sort of light as I can. I'm going to dry this off. So that's dry now. Can you see the mica spray? That was from the shimmer. That came from the Blue Moon mica spray. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to add just a little bit of detail on the edges. It's really only the edges that I'm going to see. And I'm just going to go around the edge with this lovely mini. This is Leaf 2 Mini. And I'm stamping with the Monarch Versafine Clair. All right, that's all stamped. I actually don't mind that as it is. That would make a really cool card. So keep that in mind. Imagine a little bit of stamping in the middle there. That would look fantastic as a card base. But my plan is to have it as page 1 of my Lokta Paper Journal. Once the paper's on there, this is what we're going to see, which gives a really nice border to it. I'm going to stick this straight away into the journal, and I'm going to stick it down just, if you can see the spine, a bit hard to see, but I'm going to centre it along the spine and stick it in place. So the page is all ready to go. Now this is going on the front of the first spine, and page 2 will stick on the back of the first spine. I'm going to stick that in with Stamperia craft glue. You could use some really strong tape. You could, anything. So sticking that in place, and then we'll start to work on the Lokta paper. That page is now stuck in place. You can see it's on the front of the first spine. Still, the glue's still just drying, but I've stuck it down there. So I'm just going to place that to the side and start to work on the piece of Lokta paper. Now, part of the reason why I wanted to do the Lokta Paper Journal was to discover all the different things that could be done on Lokta paper. So the question I'm asking today of the Lokta paper is, can I do a gel press print on Lokta paper? So we're about to find out. This is Roland, the gel press, and this is the 5-inch circle. I've placed it already on a Lavinia acrylic board. I find this is the easiest way to work with a gel press. Pop it on a see-through board such as this. This is the dark Denim Elements ink. These inks work amazing on, are fantastic to use on your gel presses. Dylusions Brayer, I like working with the small one. Any brayer will work. I'm going to ink this up really well, and then I'm just going to apply the ink onto the gel press. Now I've used some of the beautiful sprays already to decorate the page. So this time I might bring Blue Moon back. Give it a shake. This is the Mica one. Just spraying a little bit on the mat. Maybe even... No, I think I might just go with that. Now my Lavinia Fan Brush, I'm going to pick some of that up. This is the one that's got the mica in it. So it's going to add a little bit of shimmer into the background. And I'm just tapping just some of that spray onto the gel plate. Okay, Lokta paper in place. Got the spray on the gel plate. I've even got more hairs on there. There we go. I'm going to turn that over and I'm going to place it down on the Lokta paper. Press it. You can see as it goes dark underneath your fingers, that means the ink is transferring onto the surface. All right, the big moment. Ooh, it worked. So there's the print on the Lokta paper. I did dry that quickly with my heat tool. Stencil, Lavinia stencil. This one is called Filigree. I'm going to place this down over the Lokta paper. Get my big stencil brush, the size 9, and this is Violet Chalk Elements ink. So I'm just continuing my purple and blue theme, and I'm going to stencil the Lokta paper around Roland the gel press print. My idea with this page was to use some of the dragons, the castles and bats to decorate it, have a bit of a spooky page. So I've got this lovely castle. This is called Dragonstone Castle. I think I might start off with the bat colony. Let's bring this one in first. I do love this stamp. I'm going to stamp this just off the acrylic plate, the acrylic board. I've got the small one here, and I'm going to stamp the bat colony in Nocturne Versafine Clair. I hold it there for a bit and just make sure that ink transfers onto the Lokta paper. There we are, and the bats are in place. The next stamp I'm going to add is the Dragonstone Castle. This time I am stamping on my Couture stamp press. I have put a scrap piece of photocopy paper down under the Lokta paper because with the Lokta paper being so thin, the ink will go through onto your stamp press. So that'll catch the excess ink. My Pink Fresh stamp press tool, give it a good press. Being a larger stamp, on the stamp press, if I need to, I can always add that second stamping, which I think I will do. Now I've also stamped Mideela the dragon, and this is the small size of that stamp, comes in a larger one as well, and I stamped using Twilight Versafine Clair, also did that in my stamp press. I've added a couple more dragons here. This is the dragon set. So 3 dragons all together. The last stamp I'm going to add is the verse. This is the dragon verse, and I'm going to pop that down into the bottom right corner, and I'm going to stamp it with Monarch Versafine Clair ink. That's all stamped now. I'll just show what I mean when I take that away. So you can see here the stamping does go through. So it's a good idea to have that piece of scrap paper between the stamp press and your Lokta paper just to catch that excess ink. All that's left now is to stick the page into the Lokta paper onto page 1. Stamperia craft glue. I'm just going to smooth that out with my finger. And then stick that lovely piece of Lokta paper in place. And here's page 1 finished. I'm happy with that. Doesn't the board look really pretty around it as well? So my dragon page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again with another video soon, and this time I'll pop page 2 in to go on the back of that page I've just done. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.